from the News Channel 5 network. This is Urban Outlook.
Hello and welcome to Urban Outlook. I'm April Eaton. Thank you so much for being with us today. You know those times when you want to take a vacation but you just don't want to deal with the hustle and bustle and hassle of traveling, getting on a train or a plane, or even driving in your car, or maybe money is tight and you just don't have it to go anywhere. Staycations are those things that people like to do these days, where they just stay right in their own hometown and explore. But taking advantage of the sights and sounds of Nashville has a real unique flair to it these days. And in fact, one woman has started sort of a website and some experiences to really take you on vacation in your own hometown. Ashley Lawal is here. She is the founder of a website called Urbaanite Nashville, Sharing a City, and here to talk to us all about what people can do on their own, whether they're visiting or whether they're sort of at home and need to visit and explore and relearn their city. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you so much, April. I'm super excited to be here.
So talk a little bit about how Urbaanite Nashville came about.
Sure. So I'm a Nashville native, and when I moved back, I realized my city was completely different. And so I wanted to just start sharing stories of a lot of the local businesses and entrepreneurs that I was really connecting with in the city. And I felt as the city was growing, there was a narrative that was missing, and I could help in providing that. My background's in marketing and design. So I built the site, started sharing the stories, and we've just continued to grow pretty much organically through a lot of word of mouth, and of course through our website and social media, as well as our weekly newsletter. And so we've been able to connect with locals as well as travelers and newcomers that are coming into the city and, like you said, want to explore local culture.
What had changed from when you were here originally, left, and then came back? What was different that sort of said, oh, I need to put this down some kind of way, capture it some kind of way?
Oh my gosh, from the food scene to the music scene to just the local businesses, especially minority-owned businesses, and just all of that in general. When I was in Nashville, Broadway was a quick in and out. You really didn't go down there, number one. The food scene in regards to restaurants was not a lot. The variety and all of that was not there. The different attractions and just showcasing the city. Of course, there have been so many landmarks, from, Fist to going downtown to, just different experiences that you could have, but there was never anything formulated. And so now Nashville is really growing pockets of cities, and as they say, their neighborhoods. That wasn't even a thing. I'm from South Nashville, and that was just out south. Now there's 12 South and Wedgwood, Houston, and all those different pockets of areas that you can explore, which did not exist probably not even 10 or so years ago. I mean, Nashville's really, it's been fast in regards to its growth, but it's been a great thing as well.
So it does make sense for outsiders to stumble on Urbaanite Nashville if they're visiting, touring, tourists, and explore what you have and the stories that you share. But that it really does sound like it's ripe for folks who live here. And to your point, who through the years have seen the change but not experienced the newness of Nashville.
Very much so. A lot of times, you go to work, you come home, and you don't realize right in your backyard there are amazing things happening, amazing people creating great things, and everybody else is taking advantage of it, but not you. And so, for what we're looking to do, we would love to connect people to their own backyard, and then if they're visiting, to new backyards, so they can really explore. There's a lot to do, like I said, from food to music to history, and just really focusing on the human connection as a whole while doing it. So
one story that you had on there that I thought was kind of interesting: 4 of Nashville's historic hidden gems, and talk about those areas that you say are must-sees when you're here.
Yes, so that was actually one of those kind of, how you learn things as you're doing your own projects. And so from the witness walls that are near the public square near the courthouse, we didn't know a lot about those, and like how they commissioned that around the civil rights movement here in Nashville, and really sharing those stories through I guess they call them, I wouldn't say they're murals. They were actually designed through another type of medium.
But it kind of are movable murals,
Right, sharing and walking through and actually being immersed in that history at that time. So the witness walls is one. We share about Meharry and their Hubbard house and what that means and the history around that, and it being still a part of it is still on their land. It was one of the first structures when they were, building the college, I want to say. And so many other amazing.
Jefferson Street Sound Museum was one of them.
That was a big one where a historian here in Nashville really wanted to make sure the history of historic Jefferson Street and the musicians that came through Nashville was captured. And it wasn't just country music, but this is R&B, soul, and jazz. I mean, he talks about Jimi Hendrix coming through and different things like that. And so it's a quaint little space right off of Jefferson Street that really is all about honoring music, R&B, and jazz that came right through our streets that a lot of times people didn't realize. So,
And then the Greenwood Cemetery was the last of that four. I just want to make sure we get those four gems.
And that is very near and dear to my heart. I didn't realize it was actually one of the first parks here in Nashville, but it's also a cemetery, predominantly African-American cemetery. Many of my family members are there, and if you're in Nashville, Greenwood is definitely someplace that you have been. And so to realize that it had additional rich history around being a park and also now having the cemetery piece is huge. So stuff you didn't know, even for me. And I've been to Greenwood, so I didn't know. I always think Hadley first in regards to that, but Greenwood was actually predates that.
So how does this work? People come to your site and they can pick a tour, pick an experience. Talk a little bit about how it works.
Yeah, so basically if you're coming to my site, you can either view all these stories and guides in order for you to DIY it and experience Nashville and learn about culture and all of that. And now you can also get fully immersed in it through our outings is what we're calling them. And that's a really cool way to basically all the stories we share, you can get out and experience it with your friends and family and all of that good stuff. And basically they're curated experiences around local attractions, things to do, food in the city. And so thinking about kind of some of our fun names, but there's History and Hot Chicken at the Fisk Galleries. And then we have Whiskey with Friends, where we're taking people down to the new Nearest Green Distillery, which is an amazing story around the African-American master distiller on record that actually taught Jack Daniels how to make whiskey. So now there's a distillery tour for that, as well as a North Nashville Murals and Brunch tour. So you can really get engulfed in some of the art and the local artists that are making and contributing to this Nashville story while enjoying brunch and all of that good stuff at the same time.
And do they go through your service, your site, to get their tickets and everything, to find their tour guide? You help orchestrate all of that?
We curate all of that because of our local connections and relationships that we've developed over the years through our stories, because at the end of the day, people relate to people relate to how they've started their business or started whatever they're doing. And so being able to share that, we've connected with a lot of great businesses and people that want to continue to help share Nashville. And so we reach out, we curate different outings that people can experience, and so then you can go ahead and pay and show up, and we'll handle the rest.
You even said you have a family reunion that tapped you to say, hey, will you do this for us?
Very much. And so we're super excited to be able to curate custom as well as continuing to evolve our standing experiences each month. So this is definitely something that we would love to see continue to grow, and would love to add new businesses and new food partners and all of that to help curate additional fun ways to get out in Nashville.
I'm curious, as a hometown girl, how important is it that you help people experience what Nashville is all about, whether it's historically, whether it's sort of the newness of it, but seeing your city shine in a unique and different way? Yeah,
you know what, I will say this one thing. I never thought I would move back to Nashville after college because I thought I want to go a big city and all of this, and God had other plans. And when I tell you it's been such a blessing to be back and to be able to put Nashville's story out there in a voice that I feel is thoughtful to how I grew up, to the people that I connect with, through the local businesses that I connect with. So to say it's an honor would be an understatement. I really think as Nashville continues to grow, the opportunities around culture, around diversity, around just exposing everyone to the breadth of this city is abundant, and I'm excited to be a part of that. Nashville is really a great place. People make you smile, people speak to you. It just feels great to be a part of it. It really does.
Let's take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll have more about Urbaanite Nashville. We'll show you a little bit of the launch. We'll show you some of the tours that you can experience yourselves. We'll be right back after this.